So it's Arsenal versus Bayern Munich, and the first thing that is very frustrating for me personally is that a lot of Arsenal fans are saying which game to prioritize, Chelsea or Bayern, and we should rotate and we should do this, we should do that. I don't think we should rotate a single player. If Arteta thinks that the team that played against Tottenham was his best 11, that 11 should play in this game. We should have the mentality of champions. Consider a Manchester City 2 3 seasons ago going for a league title. Will they go in a Champions League game and say, oh, let's rotate, let's not prioritize this game, let's prioritize the Premier League game because we are so afraid of losing points in the Premier League, so we'll rotate for that and we'll sacrifice this game. This is not the mentality of champions. You go and you attack every single fixture. When you are in form, you play your players. You also need to, like, I don't think any of those Arsenal players who would have trained after the Tottenham game would have been like, oh, I'll rest in the Champions League Wednesday night Champions League game against Bayern Munich, especially given the history we have with Bayern Munich. So I think it is absolutely embarrassing the fact that our fans are saying this, and I feel like that is the mentality change I talked about in my last video after the Tottenham fixture. That the team we have is so good. Why are we not focusing on ourselves and just going game by game, like to win every single game? Why are we still so defensive? Not sure. Oh, I don't know if I should say we will win the league. We will win the league. I guarantee you, we will win the league. Why don't you have the confidence? It is just written on paper. Like, we just have to execute things. We don't even have to try that hard. But okay, anyway, that is the frustration I had, which wanted to tell you. But let's analyze. Let's talk about the Bayern Munich game. So I was obviously, I don't keep watching every single Bayern Munich game, but I have watched a few games. I watched the game they drew, the only game they have drawn. They have won every single other game in this season. We have lost one, drawn one, and we have absolutely like won every other game. So basically, we are 3 points behind them. If you compare that wise, that we have lost one game, they haven't lost yet. Hopefully, they lose tonight. And this is one of those games where, if you literally look at every single team, PSG right now are handling their injury crisis. They have had a very inconsistent season. They are not that far ahead of everyone in their own league as well. And they were convincingly beaten by Bayern at their home with a man advantage as well. So so I don't think PSG are right now competing for that spot. Obviously, PSG are the champions of the champions of Europe, obviously, but I don't think they are right now competing for the best team in the world. Of course, they will recover, and in March, April, maybe they will be there, and some other teams will be there. Maybe Barcelona will be there, and maybe Real Madrid will come into the conversation. Manchester City might sign someone in January. Liverpool might like recharge themselves, find solutions, and come sack slot obviously and come back. But I think right now, for the title of the best team in the world, these two teams are by far the top two teams, and they are going like head to head, and it is one of the most exciting fixtures we will have all season. And I don't think we need to rotate and back off. Odegaard is back obviously, so we'll celebrate that. And I have waited for this day for since the time I heard that he had that setback. I thought initially that he will have 1 or 2 weeks of rest and he'll be okay, and that would have been the international break, but it extended for quite a long time, and finally he's back. And him in the midfield, it will take us a level above. I know everyone is talking about Abreches and how he is a killer, but we need someone to dictate. Zoe Mendy trying to dictate the game alone, that is what causes those mistakes, that Richarlison goal and other mistakes you will see Zoe Mendy do. If we give Zoe Mendy too much responsibility about the creative role as well, to find Eze all the time And Declan Rice, obviously, we know is not that like he doesn't dictate the play. He can make runs, he can win balls, he can chase you, he can press, but he is not someone who can dictate the game with the ball. So there is too much responsibility on Zoe Mendy, and I still feel like Odegaard at 10 as in on the left wing. Trossard will unfortunately have to sit on the bench, but he will obviously FA Cup is coming, Carabao fixtures are coming, so there are no like lack of fixtures to play games. So I don't think the whole squad should be very angry if they are sitting for a game or two. And the speed at which we have injuries, we should always be ready for someone getting injured and someone taking their place. So I don't think there will be any disharmony in the team if someone has to, like Trossard has to sit. Last season we were looking at Trossard and he was very angry when he was on the bench. Or so those kind of things I don't expect in this team. The atmosphere is good. Our manager is like shining. He has all the tropes. He has his team ready for a defensive fight, a physical fight, toe to toe, toe to toe footballing game, like footballing game as in where you are just not reliant on set pieces or physicality. You are just passing around the ball, making combination plays. And I love that about our team, the versatility, the variety we have in the way we can cope with every style of play. Arteta has made this team ready to be the best in the world, and this will be the biggest test he's going to face until the UCL knockouts and the later stages of the Premier League, obviously. So I noticed this thing that Bayern Munich, and now this I was thinking a lot about this, but mostly if you look at this, Olise plays here, and then Luis Diaz plays here. Luis Diaz obviously is out injured, and Kane comes in these zones. Maybe he is the striker, maybe he is not. Maybe they have another number 10. Because Musiala is not there. They have a lot of options. They try. Sometimes they play Kane at number 10 and Jackson. Sometimes they play Gnabry at number 10 and Kane on in the striking position. They also have Carl. I really love that player, Carl. Like, Olise is like everyone keeps talking about Olise and how good he is. For me, players like Carl, like they move differently. They are more flexible. They can glide through the pitch. They can shoot from their right foot, shoot from their left foot, and they can cut in from the right foot, then cut in from the left foot, and they are like magicians on the ball. So I really love this player card, and maybe he can play on the left wing. But I noticed one thing that very they don't often utilize this space of the field. They are very prone to coming here. They'll come till here. They'll stand off from the fullbacks, and they'll just try to pass like this. They'll try to pass to the striker, and then their main threat is this center. And that is quite an obvious thing, that obviously your main threat would be in the center because you have to score a goal. But a lot of teams like to use this length of the pitch. Like this is like if your wingers are closer to the touch line, you are using the width of the pitch. So if you are going towards the corner flag, you are using the length of the pitch. So when they don't access these areas, so we need to worry about Zubimendi's positioning. So I felt like Zubimendi needs to be very sharp on the ball. Like we know Zubimendi is very clever in these situations. He is very quick in closing in these positions. Like if he sees this pass coming, he will close in this quickly and he will fill the space. Declan Rice, and the situations I am very afraid of is when Declan Rice goes on a run and then they are countering us. They will attack with their two midfielders, their wingers, their striker, and they'll bomb us. Kimmich will also make a run from here. So in those positions, Mendy might find himself in a little bit of bother. And we also have Hincapi here, maybe Hincapi, or I don't know who will play if Mosquera will play. We might struggle here a little bit with Calafiori, Hincapi, and Zubimendi trying to close in. So Declan Rice role, whose average position might be here, would be a little tricky, and he will need to do a lot of running and tracking of the ball, and obviously that is a zone. This I am not too worried about this zone because we have Timber and Saliba here, and Zuemendi is also here, so this is still fine because Luis Diaz is not playing. I will have to look at Carl how he does. Maybe he'll give a good fight to Timber, but I'm still okay with this side. This side Arsenal are pretty solid, but and Saka also making these runs. But if we play as a and if we have Odegaard and we have Saka will track back, but Eze is not used to that style yet, and that is why maybe because if we had Martinelli, I would also be more assured that we'll develop on them, etc., etc. But if we play Eze here, then this zone can be a way where Bayern Munich can attack us, and that is what I fear. But coming to them, what they lack in, I felt like their fullbacks are weak. I feel I don't know what their name is also. Their fullbacks are weak, and their right side can be attacked. And how will you attack the right side? They leave a lot of spaces here, so when they are attacking, they attack with their fullbacks, they try to double up on you, make runs, etc. Like they don't have overlapping fullbacks as well. That is why they don't utilize these positions. But still, their fullbacks find themselves in these sort of areas, trying to push, trying to push, and their average position is here. All their team is here. So when they and the most crucial thing is that what their strength is, the way they play in these zones, they attack you with, they make these sort of passes. I don't know why I'm not able to speak right now. I have no idea. I am also trying to think a lot about this. So the way they do these passes in central areas, trying to make combination plays here, this is where Zoe Mendy and Declan Rice's role is very important in this game, because the moment they snatch this pass, consider they are trying to pass here and Declan Rice snatches this pass and passes it to Zoe Mendy. Zoe Mendy passes it to Odegaard. We are in. We are in. They will have their back four trying to catch us up, but these areas will be very weak. And we can go to these areas, then try to pass in the central zones and try to shoot from here. So you can see Bukayo Saka making a run to the corner flag and then getting inside the box and then trying to cut in, and Odegaard might be in action. So Odegaard can also be a very crucial player. So the fact that Bayern Munich does what their strength is, that is where you have to fight them. You see in the Chelsea game where Palmer goal, Caicedo cuts in and stops this pass, and then they are in. The moment you cut this pass coming in from these positions, which they'll really love to play, they will very they will rarely go to these areas, try to like exploit the length of the pitch. They'll just cut in, they'll try to pass in the middle, and they'll try to find the striker or the number 10. They'll try to combine that way. So one thing will happen if we cut this fully, like if we occupy these sort of spaces, Arteta will tell his team to occupy these spaces. These spaces should always be compact. I feel when Arteta will coach his team, when what he will instruct them, these spaces are very important. This should be compact all the time. So even if they exploit this space, even if they enter these spaces, they can do is to give service here only. So we have to just occupy these sort of spaces and never let them access that fully. If we let them access that, they will kill you. So that is what Arteta will tell you. But the moment we get the ball from here, they are very vulnerable. One pass, one diagonal pass to Saka, and he's in. So that is the key when you are playing Bayern Munich. And second thing is where they are very weak at set pieces. I have seen them concede 3-4 goals in on set pieces, and what they do is they consider this is the box, their own penalty box. This is the goal, and this is the box. They occupy the central areas and they are very compact. So when the cross comes in, if you have a man ahead of their whole group, whatever group that they form in the box. All Bayern Munich players are there. So when you cross the ball and you have a player here, he flicks it on to someone, then they are very weak. Then you can head the ball and shoot from here or do something. A lot of teams have actually decoded this, that they have a man uh, on the center, in front of their defense during a corner, and then the front man flicks it from the head or from the, they do a back pass sort of thing, back flick, whatever you call that. And then when the ball enters these areas, they try to shoot from here, and any defense will be vulnerable against that. But especially the Bayern Munich defense, they have conceded these sort of goals twice or thrice. So they have a issue when defending corners, but we don't have Gabriel, so I have a little less confidence in that. So this is all the tactical analysis I could think of. But yeah, obviously I have not watched the game too much. Like I have not watched 90 minutes of Bayern Munich all the time. But I do feel like the if Odegaard is there, we need that Odegaard Saka combination, and we need Eze against their fullback. Eze can kill them. I genuinely feel like the way Eze made that run against Fulham, like he, can you see that? Sorry, like he went from here to here. If you can access these sort of areas, if you're Saka and Eze, we will be in. We will find a lot of space here, and Odegaard will get chances to shoot from here. So that is the key. And even Declan Rice will be a very important player, because not only is he important in defense, the man that enters from these zones is also very like Odegaard and Rice. They will get opportunities if they play. And if it is Eze can kill them if Eze plays 10. But I personally am an Odegaard fan, so I want him back. And I genuinely feel like Odegaard Saka partnership, that angle I need, left footed angle. We already have the right footed angle with Ebreche Eze, and Ebreche Eze from the left wing, he will do pretty well only, and he's in good form right now, so he'll not take too much time to adjust to a different position. He'll find himself at home. And then because we have to target these sort of areas, we can bring Martinelli, we can substitute Martinelli. Who I will play left back, I really want to, I don't know, man. I generally feel like our left back position will be a little vulnerable against Bayern Munich, because even Calafiori and Miles Lewis Kelly are both not that defensively solid right now. But I will choose Calafiori only because in that Atletico Madrid game, thought that Miles Kelly for the first 57 minutes until he went on that run, he was scaring me a little bit, and I feel like he's not in a good position defensively right now. Calafiori on the other side, he has that physicality, he has that long legs to cover, and he is supposed to be more experienced than Miles Kelly, even though he is also 22, 21 only. But he's an Italian player, so I expect him to be more defensively solid. That is just how I think. So I'll go with Calafiori, and I'll go with Hincapi. He has played against Bayern Munich, obviously, so I'll know a thing or two about him. Like he has faced Olise in left back position. I saw that video as well, and it was a fair fight. He was not having too much trouble. It was not like he was dominating Olise all the time, but Olise didn't do too much against him. So these are the things I think I have thoughts about. If you have better thoughts than me, if you have something different to say, if you want to say that whatever I did here, tactical analysis I tried to do, is crap, yeah, for sure, go ahead. And yeah, I'm just trying to improve in everything I do. I am trying to watch games, I'm trying to see what player does what, and what sort of spaces we can exploit, and what weakness we have. So basically, this is the weakness we have, and these two are the weaknesses Bayern have. So we Bayern have two weaknesses, we have one, so we should win mathematically. Mathematically, but that is not how life works. I genuinely feel like if Odegaard plays today, we have a good chance. The atmosphere should be good. The fans should be up for it. They should not be like, oh, let's prioritize the Chelsea game. Don't beg for Premier League. Premier League will be yours. Be confident, go for everything. That is the mentality we should have. And I hope we win this game. I'll see you after the Bayern Munich game, and if I we lose, I'll be very sad. So at least I'm happy right now. Bye.